Hello everybody, this is Nick Penef again. I had a new USB splitter, guys, so now we were gonna look better, we're gonna sound even better. Now, thanks for the tip from Igor. He gave me that last week, and like I tell everybody, listen to what people are telling you, not and take action. So today I'm gonna chat with one of my closest partners, Vincenzo Toscano. He's an agency, he has some other stuff, but today he's gonna talk something that we've never covered in our series: Walmart. Everybody know that Walmart is one of the biggest employers globally. They're the biggest retailers, and a lot of you know that they're actually competing with Amazon. But that, as far as I know, they're only in the USA, and they're trying to compete with the big guys at Amazon. But before we do that, I'm gonna mention our sponsor today, which is Kale. That's my company. I'm biased, but what can I do? We like the software, we connect people, so we need to mention that to people who are listening and watching our show. So, Scale.com is a SaaS solution which does proactive introductions and referrals. And somebody gonna say, okay, what the heck are we talking about? Nick? What are proactive referrals? So imagine whenever you meet somebody, a partner or a business opportunity, usually just share ideas and then at the end you say, okay, man, I'm gonna send somebody your way whenever there is a referral for that. So guess what? You don't need to wait anymore. With Scale, you can upload your contacts, clients, lost opportunities, and you can swap those proactively. You share the link with your partner and tell them, go to my page on Scale, see who you would like to meet, and request an introduction. So it's a warm introduction, but it's also a proactive referral. So you use your contacts to meet new people, new leads, and new potential clients. So instead of waiting for the opportunity to come, you create the opportunity yourself. And just to end the demo of Scale, we're going to talk about the opportunity on Walmart. What is Walmart? What do you need to know about that? This is going to be this actually we're going to review with our guest today. So let me bring Vincenzo Toscano on the stage, and he's going to tell you more about himself. I didn't introduce you on purpose. Now, I would like people to introduce themselves because since we last chatted last week, they might miss something new that they don't know. So I don't want to misintroduce you. So
Thank you, Nick. Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure. And I've always been sharing this with you. I admire what you've been doing with the community. I think you are one of the most active, persons I know in the Amazon and e-commerce space, and the value and the knowledge you share is gold. So, thank you in advance of my behalf as well as a seller.
it's my
And
pleasure,
then
man. And I invite you because you're a cool partner and give value. So as simple as that. But of course, uh, tell us more about you for those of you who are listening, who are gonna watch later on, who don't know about you, and tell
yeah.
them what we're gonna cover today because you do a lot of stuff, but this is something new, and this is the first time we're gonna listen to any video webinar about Walmart. So that's
Yeah.
something new for me.
Yeah, just a quick intro about myself. So I'm the founder and CEO of Ecomsi, and Ecomsi is a full brand management agency for Amazon and Walmart. So we specialize on everything from A to Z when it comes to operations and expansion into these two marketplaces. And today, what I wanted to bring to the table is Walmart as an opportunity for most Amazon sellers and also e-commerce sellers overall in terms of how they can leverage this new channel to basically get an extra revenue stream for their business. Um, Walmart, to be honest, from my experience, is been an amazing ride. Like we became partners with them close to 1 year now. So we are one of the few agencies in the world. I think there's only like 20 agencies as of now that is official partners with Walmart. And through this partnership, we have been able to fast track some of the brands that we manage to basically grow on the platform itself. And one of the opportunity I want to bring today is basically the growth I have seen with these brands because the opportunity is basically just to make it simple in terms of translation to Amazon sellers is 2014-15 Amazon, right? Back in the time, like that's the same panorama I'm seeing in Walmart. Like a lot of people when it comes to new sellers, like they're able to penetrate the market very easily. There's not a ton of people with thousands of reviews. The CPC is super cheap. And when it comes to the amount of sellers on specific categories, it's nowhere close to what you're gonna find on Amazon. And today, what I want to break down for you is how you get started in Walmart, how you can leverage some of the tools when it comes to the features within the platform itself, and how Walmart can be the next phase on your e-commerce journey to make sure that you start diversifying your income streams. Yeah.
Vincenzo, one question: are you gonna be sharing a stream, like a presentation, or are you gonna just chat the different like key takeaways for Walmart?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chat through all the key points when it comes to Walmart. The reason why I want to do it on this format is because also, first of all, I want to keep it very conversation in the sense that I think that's where you're gonna get the most value. That right, and me going very technical on the Walmart side of things, which I share a ton of content when it comes to that on LinkedIn and Nick knows. So if you have more the technical side of things, feel free to also reach out. I'm more than happy to dig further. But as of now, I want to keep it more overall at the high level. What is the opportunity, and also, of course, dig a little bit down on some of the key points that you still need to understand to make
Okay,
something meaningful
okay,
out of
sure.
this.
So go ahead, and I'm gonna disappear because I suck at technology. Sometimes I put myself as the main attraction, so I just simply remove myself and just show up like a ghost. So, and we have some questions from people who could not attend, so I'm just gonna pop
Yeah,
and ask those in the meantime. So
sure,
the
of
stage is
course.
yours.
Yeah,
Adios, guys.
thank you.
I'm behind the scenes now.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Good. So let's start first with the conversation about what most people might be wondering, like, is how do I even get started with Walmart, right? Because this is the first conversation we even need to have before we dig further into actually all the strategies and things you have to consider when it comes to selling on Walmart. So the first thing you have to be mindful of is that when it comes to applying to Walmart, like over a year ago, it was much more difficult than now. So this is a positive thing, and that's why I want to mention this, because now it's easier than before. So this is the reason why I mention this, because I want to incentivize you to take action today after this webinar and start doing your application process when it comes to Walmart. When it comes to doing the application, there's two ways you can do it. You can just do it through the normal, basically going to the portal on Seller Center on Walmart and just apply as a basically as you will do within Amazon, or you can do it through a verified partner, in this case ourselves, and we can open the account for you. When it comes to opening an account on Walmart, of course, you will need to have some of the basics in terms of requirements, right? You're going to need some of the legal information you will also need on the Amazon when it comes to opening an account. So the first important thing you will need to have is basically a US business tax ID. So we'll need to have that to be able to apply for the account. You will need a W9 or W8 when it comes to as well the application format. You will need an EN number. You also need an address in the US. When it comes to the address in the US, don't worry too much about um, not having a physical location, because you can just use post office or POs for that. As of now, they're also accepting UK and Germany addresses, so you can also start using those if you're selling you're a business overseas. You're also going to need US contact numbers. You can also get a virtual number for that. And then you need to make sure that all the, and these things I'm going to mention now are not like a must at the application period, but are going to be essential once the account is open. Once the account is open, you need to, of course, have all your UPC be US1 approved. So make sure you don't have any UPCs, especially, and I mentioned these as a first thing after the account is approved, because if you have UPCs that are being sold, bought through eBay or being sold from a reselling badge, you may have issues. And we're experiencing that with some clients, that the UPC matches another product, because when it connects to the database, it matches to another product. So make sure the products that you're bringing to Walmart, you fully own the GS1 code. And then you have all the documentation, which I'm going to be touching later on today. Now, going a little bit back to the application process, once you have all this legal information and you start making the application process, there are a few tips I would say are very helpful when it comes to getting your account approved faster, right? You need to understand that Walmart, their mission as a marketplace is they want to make sure that the brands that they get applied to the marketplace itself are actually businesses that have a real brand. They want to avoid at all costs people that only flipping products, they're doing drop shipping, they don't really have a real mission as a brand in the long term. And the reason why I say this is because, and I see this all the time, LinkedIn, Facebook, people that reach out to me and say, I did everything that you mentioned. I apply, but I got denied. And when I go and actually have a look at their business, yes, they have all the paperwork as I already mentioned, but they're missing essential things such as you don't even have sometimes like a proper business email. Like I see people applying with the Hotmail email or the Gmail email. You may think those details don't matter, but they actually some of the things they look to actually see how serious you are as a business. Then you also have a look at your presence in social media, right? When they ask you information around your brand, and they then have a look at your brand name and your limited company, and it matches no activity in social media, that's another red flag, right? Because that means you don't have really a presence outside of a Walmart. However, if you're an Amazon seller and you have an activity on Amazon itself as a normal marketplace, that already starts to count as a good, basically track in terms of track history of your performance on other channels, right? So you want to leverage that at all costs and make sure you when they ask you for reference about other channels, you mention Amazon as one of them. Then when it comes to your website as well, I know people some of the tricks they've been doing. Of course, it's just creating a dummy website and just putting a logo and just putting a few products and trying to call that a brand. Unfortunately, lately there's also been track of the traffic at the website level, and there's tools for that. So you also want to make sure that you don't actually try to fake, your presence on social media and website, because that can also be easily be tracked. In essence, in summary, what I'm trying to say with all these points, if you're applying to Walmart, at least give something to Walmart to say, okay, these guys are really building something meaningful, and not just they're just not trying to make a quick buck on our platform, right? So some quick tips for those selling on Amazon: you have it much more easier than overall people starting from scratch, because you have your history of selling on Amazon. So leverage that, share your listings and storefront and all of that if required, if they need some proof of activity. And when it comes to people who have no activity at all when it comes to other platform, I would say try first to at least 3 months on your own website. Try to run some ads, try to make some activity to then show them some proof that you're basically trying to build something outside of Walmart, and then you apply to Walmart. Okay. Now, once you get approved, going back to having your GS1 codes.
Vincenzo, sorry to interrupt you. One question, just to summarize here. A brand new company without any history, they're not going to be accepted on Walmart. Just
they're gonna
summarize that.
struggle they're gonna
Okay,
struggle to
okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
So even though they don't say that officially, probably they're kind of picking who they're allow on their marketplace, right? So they want only established brands or brands with history.
Yeah, and
Right?
also there's some checks as well, which they are not made fully public in terms of also limited company and your history. Or also sometimes that's also another thing you need to be mindful. And what do I mean by this? If you already applied with that limited company 1 year ago and you get rejected, and then you open a limited company, but that new limited company is under your name as well, could be some match there with your name and last name, and it could create second suspension, right? So those are things they also be mindful, like why you have done in the past, or also in terms of reapplying to the platform, yeah, and why you
Okay.
have done, yeah,
Okay.
okay. Now, once you open the account, I will say, okay, take in consideration have all the paperwork and the GS1 barcodes and everything, which the reason I mentioned this because I want you to be mindful of that, is how you get started in Walmart, right? Usually, the first thing I will say to all the ones listening this is I wouldn't advise to take all your catalog from Amazon or your other marketplaces to Walmart. I will do it based on data, right? Using a data-driven approach. There's a ton of tools out there, and the ones I recommend the most, for example, are two. So it's Helium 10 and one is Marta. So those are the top tools when it comes to Walmart. So what I will do from my point is have a research about what are some of the top keywords regarding your top sellers from Amazon. Try to see if there is some correlation in terms of search volume and in terms of revenue. And that's how you create a priority list of which products to bring to Walmart. So usually we start with max between 2 to 3 products. because you want to first of all also familiarize with the platform. Remember, you have never used the platform before, so you want to understand how does it work when it comes to creating a listing, when a pro enters into a hold mode, which is basically verification process, how you appeal that, how you send inventory into WFS, which is like Amazon Prime, how you start running your first campaigns. So, you know, I would say go step by step, familiarize with everything, and once you're fully on board with the platform, go all in. But also because you want to be efficient with your money, you don't want to throw all this inventory into a Walmart warehouses, which as of now, of course, there's no limit, so you could take advantage of that in terms of the storage you can put. But at the same time, you don't want to have money tied there, which is then is a cash flow issue for your other operation, specifically if you're coming from Amazon on your own website. So once you select your products, you create your listings. The next step is like, how do I make sure my listings are food optimized when it comes to Amazon? Okay. So just to make a parenthesis here, because I just remember a very important point I need to mention here is the expectations here. So a lot of times people ask me, like, what amount of sales I can expect if I go from Amazon to Walmart. Like if I'm doing 100,000 per month on Amazon, what can I expect to hit on Walmart based on the baseline of what I've been seeing across all the accounts, right? I would say a realistic amount is between 10, 20 and 30% of what you're doing on Amazon. So if you're doing 100K per month on Amazon, doing 20 to 30K if the product is there and you do everything correctly, as I'm going to be explaining in the next few steps, is very realistic. We are seeing that across some of our brands. Again, there are some unicorns, like sometimes for some of our brands, Walmart is big in some instances than Amazon. This is very niche specific, like especially if it has to things that have to do with things where Walmart has a bigger presence, like home appliances and things along those lines of food items and things like that. However, across the board, I would say 20-30% is a good range to aim for. Going back to optimization, this is key. Why? Because on Walmart, which is not the case as of Amazon. I mean, Amazon lately has been running up this feature that breaks down for you what is the current status of your listing, if it's been suppressed because you're missing some attributes here and there. But let's be honest, that is really relatively new on the Amazon space. On Walmart, from the very beginning that you open a listing on Walmart, Walmart breaks down for you everything from A to Z, what you need to improve in the front and the back end of your listing. So basically, there's no excuse here, as you may have it on Amazon, that you don't know what you need to fix to have a perfect score when it comes to a listing. It tells you if you're having issues with your title, if you're missing color, if you're missing size, if you're missing specific type of claims, X or Y, right? So from the very beginning, make sure you're gonna go to your Walmart account, and once you go to your Walmart account, basically the section you're gonna go is called growth opportunities. You're gonna find it on the analytics, and in there is gonna break down for you everything you need to do at the listing level from A to Z, right? So you wanna do first thing after you upload your listing, optimize the listing as much as possible. And again, the way you will optimize using a tool such as, for example, Helium 10 Wall Smarter, you find the keywords where most of your competitors are positioned on page one, because we know from research and multiple studies that around 80% of sales happen on page one. So if you identify which are the keywords your competitors are in page one, you pretty much have 80% of the puzzle solved, right? So you get those keywords, you write your listing. Once you write your listing, you want to make sure on the grow opportunity tab of within your Walmart account that you have your scores across the board over 80%. If you achieve that, that automatically is going to give you a boost in organic ranking and exposure when it comes to performance when you start running your PPC campaigns. Okay. So as of now, we cover account creation, what you need, what are the do's and don'ts, what are the things you need to do when it comes to opening a listing, how to optimize the listing. The next phase, of course, will be the advertisement. When it comes to advertising on Walmart, I have great news for you. It's much more simpler than Amazon as of now, and it's much more cheaper as well. So when you open your Walmart account, you're gonna find that you don't got access to advertisement from day one. You have to apply to what they call Walmart Connect. So you basically do a quick application. It's like a Google form application. They ask you for your information, your business information. and you get approved usually within a week max. Once you get approved to ads, you can start running advertisement on Walmart. Walmart as of now has three type of ads: sponsored products, which is very similar to Amazon. You have exact match, phrase match, broad match, and auto campaigns. And then you have a sponsored brands, which is basically banners, really nice banners where you can have your logo, your two, three products as a catalog lineup on specific keywords, and sponsored videos, which is basically running video ads on specific keywords. Now, to get access to the last two, which is sponsored brands and sponsored video, you need to register your brand with Walmart. Okay, so it's very similar than the brand registry on Amazon. For this, straightforward, you just use the same information when it comes to your trademark number and all of that as you did on Amazon. You apply on the brand portal on Walmart, and then within a couple of days, you also get access to the brand, basically registry of Walmart. That grant you access to sponsor brands, grant you access to sponsor video, and on top of that, on some stores that already give you access to sponsor to storefronts, like in Amazon. It's in beta right now. Not all the brands have access to that, but that's a feature that's definitely gonna be rolled out across the board. So basically, as you can see, PPC is it's very straightforward. You have basically exact, phrase, broad, automatic, banner campaigns, and video campaigns, right? So we are talking, it's much more simplistic when it comes to Amazon. Now, when people ask me what are some of the key main difference between Amazon and Walmart when it comes to advertisement, one of the main things that's huge is there is no negative. Basically, you cannot do negations of keywords of ASINs, in this case, the pro identification of Walmart. So that means you need to be very careful when you run your campaigns because the optimization is mainly driven on bid, right? How much you're bidding on the keyword. You cannot negate a keyword. You can either reduce the bid or you can turn the keyword altogether. So that's the main different thing I can think of when it comes to a PPC, at least at the optimization level. And when it comes to targeting, there's unfortunately no product targeting as of now. You can only target keywords. However, there's a trick there. When you start running advertisement on Walmart, they give you access to many more placements in terms of control than Amazon. They give you access to things such as the buy box placement, the searching grid placement, the carousel placement. They even give you control on which device your ads shows. You can control if your ads show more on the app of Walmart, the mobile phone, the website presence, and this can start to be very a very clever way of actually take the best return on your money, because if you start to identify, which is the case, and we have seen that across all our brands, usually the performance on the mobile and app is much higher than the website, then essentially you want to make sure that your ads and the distribution of your budget is more on those devices. The same when it comes to the placement. If you identify that, as I tell you the trick, there's no product targeting, but you identify that when you target certain keywords, your product shows better on their buy box, which buy box, we know this terminology comes from Amazon. In Walmart, is the same thing. Essentially, when you target a word like water bottle and you optimize or increase the bids on the buy box for that specific keyword, Walmart will automatically target the products that have the highest relevancy with water bottle and start showing you under the buy box. So that's kind of like product targeting. So in summary, what I'm trying to say without getting very technical is that if you're very smart with Walmart leveraging placement and devices, which especially the devices one doesn't exist on Amazon, you can definitely get your performance to the next level. We're talking that some of the brands we're bringing from Amazon to Walmart, we went from paying $3 to $4 per click to 70 cents to $1. So of course, our revenue is 60, 70% sometimes lower, but profitability, we're talking that's 3 to 4 times higher. So what is more important, right? Having more revenue or having more profit. So I'm sure, especially with the last things been happening globally and all the economic constraints that some of our businesses are being experiencing lately, profit is number one. And that's why I think Walmart for sure is the next thing when it comes to growing your e-commerce presence. You have to understand that Walmart had like 3 to 4 times the growth that Amazon had in the last year. We're talking that Walmart has a secret weapon that
Vincenzo,
Amazon
sorry
doesn't
to
have.
interrupting you, but you actually mentioned a very special keyword,
Yeah,
profit. What
yeah.
is the profitability on Walmart from what you've seen compared to Amazon?
So if we take in consideration the lower CPC and everything, I would say if the baseline on Amazon is around 15% net as of now, 12
Mhm.
to 15%. On Walmart, I'm seeing 20 between 20 and 30. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what about the revenue? What revenue are you doing in Amazon right now? And
So on average,
Walmart.
yeah, on average, a brand that is doing 100K per month on Amazon, it could be doing 25, 30K on Walmart.
Okay, okay. So that's why probably they prefer like established brands, so they have a guarantee that those guys would get sales, and of course they're gonna cover their fees, right? They don't want to just put all those sellers
Exactly.
for not converting. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yeah, just to conclude that point, because I was it's basically going towards the end, is like you have to see Walmart as as an early move advantage, right? In terms of a business opportunity. Because as I already said in the very beginning, and that's why I talked to Nick, I wanted to bring this to you guys, is Walmart is 2014, 15 Amazon, right? We're seeing, and I do a ton of audits. When I see the search volume of all the brands I want to bring to Walmart and the products, search volume is up and up and up. Actually, in the last couple of weeks, I haven't found a keyword that's the opposite, going downwards. All the search volumes are going up, and you might say, okay, it's because of Q4, but not. When I put more than 1 year time frame, even Q4 last year, the trend is going like this. So this clearly shows that the update, how people are adapting Walmart in the US is becoming more and more predominant, especially because Walmart is being very aggressive with Walmart Plus, which is almost is like the Prime version, and they're basically giving it for free. Like I'm talking all the time with people in the US. They're getting this on the mail, in the TV, in the supermarket, and the secret weapon, which is my final point. That's why I think Walmart is going to be super big in the coming years. They have something that Amazon doesn't have, which is physical locations. 5,000 locations, close to 5,000 locations, and this very smart um, yes, and there's clever ways that they're figuring out about how they can integrate the experience with online. Imagine you're paying your groceries, and then on the checkout, they give you the package you bought online, right? So you could basically buy your product while going to Walmart. You do your groceries, and on the checkout, they give you your package you bought online, or vice versa. Walmart starts to learn what groceries you buy on a daily or weekly basis, and they start to automate the groceries because now they also have the online presence. All these clever things are things that I'm sure are being worked in the background. And when they figure it out, you're gonna be asking yourself, you didn't took action today, like why I didn't position my brand on Walmart. Um, and the final thing I will say, so then Nick can come in and ask the final questions. We even have brands and people we also know that because they're doing very well on Walmart, now they're getting pitched and having the potential opportunity of getting the products into the stores, physical stores. So it's not only the online opportunity, it's also the fact that can be the gateway into retail, which, let's be honest, if you get your product across 5,000 stores, that is going to be a huge thing for your business as well. So that's it for me. I wanted to keep it as brief and as valuable as possible, but
Yeah, actually,
I
I
thought,
have a question, and we're gonna
yeah.
continue with the questions from the other people who sent that. So Walmart Plus, you said that actually they're like Amazon Prime. Is there an advantage for Walmart compared to Amazon? Because Walmart, are they using do they have like more fulfillment centers because they have like retail like shops all over the country? No, do they fulfill from specific like warehouses like Amazon, or they use the Walmart, I guess, infrastructure for that, like the
So as
store?
of now, they have specific warehouses. However, there are plans and they're running some beta where some of the stores are starting to become mini fulfillments. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So in this case, let's say if they succeed in that, each local store, in your area could be fulfilling your order. So let's say you're in Kentucky or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, you order instead of waiting, even Amazon are quicker. If they fulfill from the local Walmart store, you can get it in
Exactly.
3 hours. Okay.
Exactly. That's a key thing that's a secret weapon basically that Amazon doesn't have.
Okay, yeah, exactly, exactly. One of the thing, it's good that we're having that. But last week I spoke with Walmart. They have a team who is onboarding brands from Europe. and we
Hmm.
chatted about
Yeah,
that. So they're looking for brands. So you guys, it's good to be actually to do it right now, or actually not right now, but in Q1 you should start planning that, because even the volumes are low, the profit is high, and once everybody goes there, the revenue is gonna go to the peak, but the profit is gonna go down. So go early now. The worm,
exactly.
whatever, the early bird eats the worm, the huge profit.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so let's go to the questions, because we have few of those.
Mhm.
You covered a lot of topics, but here some questions from people who could not attend live. So that's from Madison Smith. What are the key differences between selling on Amazon and Walmart?
Yeah.
I
So the
think that
main difference, I would say, in terms of a logistics side, like it's very similar, WFS and and FBA. So not too much difference there in terms of that. When it comes to the main difference, if I had to summarize it down to one thing, I would say for sure it comes down to the advertisement. The strategy is a little bit different, especially because you have no negative targeting, no product targeting, and there are more limitations of what you can do. So you need to be more clever in terms of how you optimize the placements when it comes to a PPC. But other than that, I would say most of the things are similar. Like even running coupons and discounts is similar. I would say it's more on the advertisement front. Yeah.
okay. Another question that's from Gray Sparker. What are the key logistics and fulfillment challenges when selling on Walmart?
Yeah. So as of now, you can have both things. You can send inventory to Walmart and they take care of everything, which is WFS, or you can basically fulfill from your side and basically ship and give the tracking number. From experience, the WFS is the best way to go because shipping yourself with the cost involved, and also sometimes there is issues when it comes to updating the tracking and making sure it doesn't affect the performance of your account. Like sometimes we're having issues as of now, at least accounts are doing shipping themselves. They ship the product, the shipping says it's updated, but for some reason it doesn't connect with the Walmart backend, and Walmart thinks you didn't send, and it affects your order delivery rate and things like that. So if you want to have the smoothest experience and also basically have your hands as clean as possible when it comes to outcome, I would say definitely go the WFS route, which is basically you send inventory to Walmart. Walmart gives you an address, you ship the boxes, happy. That's it.
Thanks, Vincenzo. Next question, which is very good. What methods can Amazon brands use to conduct competitive analysis on Walmart, and what tools are offering that? That's from Emre Can.
Mhm. So the best thing that you can do, for example, is I use, for example, Helium 10. Helium 10, the nice thing of this tool is that when you go to a specific keyword on Walmart, it tells you the revenue on Walmart for that keyword, but also revenue of that keyword on Amazon. So you know what is the comparison. So you know on Amazon it tells you this vitamin C does 10,000 per day, Walmart is 2,000 per day. So you start to have an understanding how much lower or higher sometimes this revenue can be. And then when it comes to doing the keyword research, it's very similar. You select the top 10 products, you take them to Cerebro, in this case Helium 10, you take the keyword list, you write your listing and launch your campaigns.
And is there other softwares which are doing Walmart research, like
In terms of
other
market
tools?
research,
Yeah,
other
are there
tools.
other tools?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Wall is smarter as well is very good. Yeah, Wall
yeah,
is
never.
from Carbon 6.
Okay, okay, so that's good. So another question from Cooper Johnson. How should brands approach pricing strategy differently on Walmart compared to Amazon?
So when it comes to pricing, you need to be mindful of something. Especially when it comes to the US, Walmart has the connotation that it's a place where you find the cheapest things in terms of price. Like their marketing is all about having the lowest price. So you need to be careful with that. You need to make sure that when you do the market research, you have the price point that you can be competitive on Walmart. If not, you might struggle. So one thing I will do is do the market research, see if you are within the bandwidth of price that adjustment that you can mitigate, and if you see the price is too low when it comes to after the fees and everything, then of course you can take the decision if you want to do a cheaper variation, do a cheaper bundle, cheaper version. However, that's something we encounter sometimes. It's difficult that you might it's difficult sometimes if you come from a very high price point on Amazon. I'm talking $80, $100. It might work on Walmart. I would say Walmart is more for pros that are between $15 to $30. Yeah.
Okay, so lower order value on
Mm-hmm.
Walmart. Okay, two more questions. The next one is from Mateo Lopez. Could you share a success story of a brand that if you helped effectively scale on Walmart from Amazon?
Sure. So in terms of numbers, I can share with you high level. So we had this a brand they're selling this kind of products for kind of supplements, right? It's supplements for the skin and all of that kind of things, but they're very low price point. Like we're talking between $15-$20 max, so they are very affordable brand when it comes to these kind of products. And we took it from in this case from Amazon to Walmart. And the thing with Walmart is that you have to consider that even for the makeup space and creams and all that, that's a huge section of Walmart. Actually, a lot of women go there because they find very cheap prices on that division as well. And we started to identify that for this specific niche, there was also a big demand for this specific type of creams and accessories for the beauty space. So what we did is we took this brand on Amazon, it was doing around between 200 to 300K yeah, around 200K per month. Was a big brand on Amazon, and we took it to a Walmart, and as of now this brand is starting to hit around 40, between 40 to 50K per month. All right, so again, is nowhere close to Amazon, of course, but again, who doesn't want an extra 40, 50K? And the profit margin, which is what actually defines the success story on Amazon, this brand, the net profit, I will say, as of now, is around 18 to 20%. But on Walmart, we're talking that it's over 30%.
Okay, 31 third of what you guys do. And how many sellers are there on Amazon US and on Amazon Walmart? Do you have those stats?
Specific stats as of now, no, but however, in Walmart is much less than Amazon, much, much less. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Actually, that's a homework for you. You need to have those stats. So next time you can show them the comparison. No, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's like, anyways, and then we're gonna wrap up with a very good question with some. That's from Sophia Schmidt. What is
Mhm.
the most important piece of advice for a brand looking to scale from Amazon to Walmart? So I think that's a good ending. So
Yeah.
what I would say, what are your like key three tips that you can tell any Amazon brand who are not on Walmart yet?
So I would say the first tip that is super important: make sure that the demand is there first. It doesn't need to be a huge demand because again the market is still growing. However, I would still invite you to do the research and see if there is some activity around the keywords, because if the activity is zero, 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 like nothing, then of course it's gonna be a dead horse, right? But if you start to see 800, 1,000, 2,000 search volume, that's already a good activity. Validate the market first. Second thing I would say when it comes to Walmart, don't take it as a side hustle. That's another mistake I see, in the sense that I see so many Amazon sellers, they open Walmart, they just open the basic listing, basic campaign, and they set and forget. I mean, I do so many audits of brands that are 7, 8 figures on Amazon, and on the Walmart side, they just launch another campaigns and they forgot it, and that's it. And then we do small changes, and suddenly, wow, boom, sales explode. And now, I mean, it's a good issue because we always have then a good first impression that we're doing a good job. But it's of course we're doing a good job, but it's also combined by the fact that people are just doing Walmart as a, yeah, it's like a second thought, and that shouldn't be the case. Amazon, a Walmart is very important marketplace. Is going to explode in the coming years, and I really need you to take it seriously. Like that will be the second tip. And the third one will be when it comes to what is the most important thing that definitely is going to make a huge difference on Walmart in terms of small tweaking here and there, is definitely the thing to do with the listing. If you don't take care of the score of your listing, it's not like Amazon that they don't take it as seriously. Like if here you drop under 80%, the score of the listing, that's completely going to kill the visibility. So if you combine those things like market research, making sure you take it seriously in terms of strategy, which is the advertisement mainly, and then you optimize your listing to always be over 80%, I can guarantee you that you're going to have a good ride on Walmart. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very good summary. So guys, take it seriously. It's not a side hustle, it's a full like additional like channel, omni channel. If you want to be
Mhm.
global, huge brand, you should. Amazon is the biggest one, but there is multiple channels who want to compete. So do that. And like Vincenzo said, I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, If everybody wants the time machine, so that's your chance to get on the time machine and rewind. Instead of starting on Amazon in 2016, you can start in Walmart in 2024. So
Exactly.
no brainer, as
Yeah.
we're saying sometimes. So thank you, Vincenzo, for sharing those tips. I mean, I listened, closely, even though I was behind the scenes, and we're gonna share the recording for everybody who couldn't join live. You have the questions, and you can connect. I strongly recommend to connect with Vincenzo if you guys are in doubt. They're gonna do the research. They're gonna tell you if you guys should make the step or not. But of course, it's up to you. Nobody's gonna force you. Your competitors are not gonna wait. So be the first one there. So thank you everybody for watching, and Vincenzo, I'm gonna see you behind the scenes. Adios,
Thank
guys.
you, Nick. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Yeah.